Hey, you guys, and welcome to my hashtag yearathon bench warmers wrap up. Long time no see. Better late than never. Should I just stop saying those? It's been a while for a video, and this video is late, so let's just move on. So, for the hashtag yearathon in March, it was bench warmers was the theme, and bench warmers are just books that have been on your shelf for a very long time. And of course, me as one of the hosts who just did not follow that plan whatsoever. Look, at least I read. That's all I have to say. I read like 4 books that totaled in over 1,000 pages, so yeah, that's great, right? So anyway, the first book that I read was Dragon's Lair by Chantal. Fernando. Oh, before I forget, one of her books, maybe this time, is currently free on the Kindle, so I'm gonna link it down below. I just, like, it was one of the first books I read by her. Like, it was the second book I read by her, and I really loved it. So I'm gonna link it down below, so you guys should definitely go and check it out. But this one is the start of one of her new series, and I was just like, yes, I can't wait. So this features Faye, who walks in her her boyfriend, cheating on her now, ex-boyfriend. And so one night she has a one night stand with his older brother, who, like, she's known them since they were kids, but she hasn't really seen Dex, the older brother, like, really since then. He's just like kind of an enigma until she walks out of a club one night and she sees him, and she's always had a crush on him. So of course she does it. She winds up pregnant. Okay. And then he has to kind of drag her back into town because her ex-boyfriend had told her that Dex was in a motorcycle club, and not only that, he was the vice president of it. And she's just, after she gets kicked out of her house when she can no longer hide her pregnancy, like, she's just like, I can do this by myself, and I don't want my kid a part of this. But like, he's just like dragging her back. When he finds out, he's like, no, you're coming with me, and I'm gonna be in my kid's life. And I really love Faye, because if you guys have read like the motorcycle club book things, you know that this world towards women ain't the best at all. Just like, no. But I liked her for like keeping her own identities. You know, she wanted to be a lawyer. Her and her ex had like plans to like open up their own practice and stuff. And you know, she's really smart, intelligent. She opens her mouth about everything, and it's like, oh my god, I love you for saying it. And along the way, like, I think that her and Dex maybe kind of compromise on what their relationship should be, because it's kind of awkward, because, you know, it's like, we only had a one night stand, they weren't expecting anything more. So it's kind of interesting to see their progress of their relationship. She had like a split second love interest in one of the other characters who I loved, but yeah, obviously didn't go anywhere. But I'm hoping to see him and other of the guys' stories later on, so I can't wait. There's like at least 2 more planned that I know of, so and I really loved it. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. My favorite point in that book is when her ex tries to get back with her, and she gave him a telling off on everything because he was trying to blame it on her and her work schedule and stuff. It's like, you're both in law school. Like, of course you guys are busy. Next book that I read was Hell and High Water by Charlie Cohart. And this one, let me tell you, it just has like this really intricate storyline, world building type stuff. Even so much so that the author has a website dedicated to show you like who she wants, like, if you want to imagine what the characters look like, and like backgrounds, and it's just awesome. I haven't really looked through it because I don't want to spoil it myself, just in case there's something spoilery on there that's not supposed, because there's like, it's the first in a series. So that's the thing. But anyway, there are I'm gonna tongue tied. So this takes place in this world where thirds, or there are shapeshifters, Therans that they call them. And in this world, there's like one agency that pairs human and Therans together, so that they can foster relationships between humans and Therans, while Therans police kind of like their own kind, since they're like faster to get to them. And that is called Theran Human Intelligence Recon Defense Squadron, aka Third. So we follow Dexter, who is like, he's a human, and He isn't a shifter at all, and he works for like the regular police people, but he recently testified against his partner because his partner had committed a murder. So he's not really well liked at his squadron. So they transfer him over to the thirds. Now the thirds are really hard to get into because, you know, shapeshifters are like fast, superhuman, so you have to be good to keep up with them. So he has all the scores and stuff. So, and his father like works in the thirds as well as his brother. So they're the thing. And he is joined, and he joins a squad, and you know the story is kind of about like they're bonding or not bonding because they lost a squad member a while back, so it's kind of like he's new there, and then they don't want to feel like he's a replacement, and they have gone through a couple of new agents and stuff beforehand. So, and he really wants to make this work because he still really wants to be in law enforcement and stuff. So there's all these kind of things, and as well as the fact that the human Theron relations in the city and the world are kind of like tense right now because someone is killing human Theron supporters right now. So what? So I love Dex. He was funny. He was sarcastic. Just his reactions to stuff. I was definitely. And then we have Sloane, whose point of view we also see from as well, and he was just kind of broody and just like, you know, the weight of the world on his shoulders type person. So I really enjoyed them, and I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars, and I really want the sequel so I can continue on, because when we got to the end of this book, I was like, are you freaking kidding me? Where's this gonna go now? Like, I don't even know. So, but moving on, I'll leave links to all the Goodreads down below so you guys can go check it out. The next book that I read was What Doesn't Destroy Us by M.N. Forgy. This one follows this girl, Danny, and her mom, who is just a piece of work. So anyway, one night her mom like runs in. She has blood on her, I believe, and she like wakes her up and she's like, we gotta go. She's like, where are we even gonna go? So anyway, something happened with, I think it was like her mom's husband, maybe it was just her boyfriend, and he did something bad or whatever. So they need protection, and she decides to go to Danny's biological father, who Danny hasn't even met, because all she heard all her life was how he was bad, how he's horrible, and how she should never have anything to do with him, and how sometimes she acts like him, and the mother hates, like, her mother is really just a piece of work. So they get there. The father is a president of a motorcycle club, and he doesn't even know Danny exists. So that was really fun. So anyway, there's that whole thing going on with the tensions between three of them, like as they work out their dynamics. And then Danny meets Shadow, and she likes Shadow. She thinks Shadow's interesting. Shadow is very much like his like name. He's just like brooding, dark. He's just like, you really don't want to get involved with me. And then yeah, so stuff like that. That's interesting. I'm just gonna say, when we got a lot of things happen, like bam, bam, bam. By the time we get to the end of this book, I am so pissed off at something that happens. I made my friend read the book, and she got pissed off too. And I'm so glad, because now someone is sharing in my pain. And I didn't even get the sequel yet, because I'm really trying hard not to get the sequels so I can read some other books right now that I own. But it's hard. I'm gonna get them next month, I'm not gonna lie. At least one sequel, because there's multiple in this one and the last one that I talk about. I gave this one a 5 out of 5 stars. I just love both of the characters. It was great, interesting. Really hate her mother. Even so more. Like, I just can't believe that one day. Anyway, after that, I was like, really, you should stop buying books. So I found one of a free one, Resisting the Biker by Cassie, Alexandra. And this one follows this girl, Adriana, whose best friend is dating this guy who's in this motorcycle club. And so through that, she meets Rapture, who's also in the club, and she's really trying hard to stay away from him, because she's just like, I don't need this type of trouble in my life. But circumstances, of course, keeps throwing them back together, and her mother does not improve. And so it's kind of like a story between like her trying to like grow up and like kind of leave her mother's clutches, because you know her dad died, so her mom is the only real family really that she's like close to and stuff like that. So her mother's kind of guilting her with that, and then he's just like, well, you know, you're grown, you have to make your own decisions. And so she's fighting her attraction for him, and all this stuff is just going down. And we get to the end, and I was just done. We got to the end, and something happens, and I was just like, you can't end it there. You can't do this to me. You'd think I would know my lesson by now with stuff. I didn't know. I didn't know that it was gonna be a multi thing. Like, what doesn't destroy us, I can accept it. I guess so much stuff happened, and I was just like, okay, I don't think it's gonna end. And I'm really looking forward to following more of this couple. But this one, I love the couple, but I'm like, your story could have been done in this book. Something happens, they threw it out there, and I was just like, was it really needed? And and it wasn't like it's not interesting, but it's like you could have just made this book a little longer and finished and tied that up, because there were already storylines that they started, but they didn't like tie it up, so you know those threads are going to continue in another book. And I was like, why didn't you just follow another couple, which is basically what people do in these books. But we'll see. I pre-ordered the second book. I'm not gonna lie, it was like $2.99. It comes out in April, and I was like, by then I'm definitely gonna want to read the sequel anyway, so might as well pre-order it when it's at this price, because they said it was at that price for a limited time. So what was I supposed to do? I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars. I think I might reread it, maybe to see if I wanted to change my rating sometime, because I gave it a 4.5, and I was like, yeah, staying out of 4 for now. So those are the books I read. You guys let me know what you guys read that week. If you guys have heard any of these books, do you guys plan to read any of these books? Is this your kind of genre of books? Let me know down below, and I'm gonna talk to you guys later. Bye.